Hello, welcome to another video Uptown music lesson. My name is Gio Andollo, and today I want to lay down a bit more music theory foundation, explaining the difference between half steps and whole steps, and how they are combined to make up scales. Now, I find that this subject is a little easier to understand on fretted string instruments such as banjo, mandolin, or guitar, so we'll start here. On any of these instruments, a half step is played by going from any one fret up or down to the very next fret. So for example, if I start on the 5th string 3rd fret, which is the note C, and move up one fret to the 4th fret, that's a half step up. Here's what it sounds like again. If I go back down to C, to the 3rd fret, then that's a half step down. 4, 3. Now, this may seem obvious, but it's still worth mentioning that this interval, or the distance between pitches, is the smallest interval that can be played on the guitar. And a whole step isn't far off, it's equal to 2 half steps. So if I start on C, the 5th string 3rd fret, and move up 2 frets, 1, 2, then that would be a whole step up, from here to here. If I go back to C from here, 2 half steps down, then that would be a whole step down. These concepts apply similarly to a piano or other keyboard instrument, but it looks a bit different. We're going to start on C again, down here. To play a half step up on the piano, we would simply play the nearest adjacent key. For a half step up, we're going to play not the white key here, but actually the black key in the middle. Here's what it sounds like. And for a half step down from here, we're going to go back to the note C, one key to the left. But how do we play a half step down from C? As you can see here, there is no black key in between C and the next white key over. And since that's the case, we are just going to play that white key immediately to the left of C. In this case, that would be a half step down. And we can do a half step back up to C. And what about whole steps? Remember, a whole step is equal to 2 half steps. So if we start at C and move up 1, 2 to this white key here, then we've played a whole step. Now let's whole step back down to C. Now let's try another whole step down. We've got the white key to the left of C, that's 1 half step, and then 1 more half step up to the black key here, and we've gone a whole step. Okay, now let's try another whole step from here. What would that look like? We've got 1, 2, going down to the next black key over. So that's half steps and whole steps. Now, it's super important to understand these concepts on their own, but they really become useful when we combine them into certain sequences to create scales and modes. If we start here on C and play a certain sequence up the keyboard, we'll sound the C major scale. Here's that sequence. We have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So let's start at C again and go 1 whole step up. That'll be the white key to the right. Now another whole step up to the next white key. Next in the sequence is a half step, so we'll move 1 more key over to the next white key. Note that there's no black key here between this key and this key, so that's our half step. If we continue with the sequence, whole, 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 and the final half step to the end, hopefully you see that we've played only white keys from one C to the next. As I mentioned in my very first video Uptown music lesson, these white keys make up the C major scale, which we've just played. Now, there's plenty more to say about the major scale, different ways to think about it, and how to play it on different instruments and in different keys. all of which I'll cover in future videos. But for now, the important thing to understand is that all major scales follow the same sequence of whole steps and half steps that I just laid out for you. So if you start at any note of the keyboard or any note on the guitar and you play this sequence of intervals, you will sound a major scale. As one final demonstration, I'll show you on the guitar. We can start on the 6th string 1st fret, for example, and move up the fretboard according to the sequence. Whole, whole, half. I'm on the 6th fret now. Whole, 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 half. And now I'm on the 13th fret. Here it is a little faster. Sound familiar? Great! Well, I hope you understand now the difference between half steps and whole steps and how they can be combined to create different patterns such as scales. I also hope that you'll keep experimenting with the major scale pattern on your instrument and even try playing it in a few different keys. Please let me know if you have any other questions or concerns by posting a comment below, and please also subscribe for many more video music lessons to come. Until next time, peace.